हरे कृष्ण। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. So yesterday we were discussing how the contamination of consciousness creates matter, right? Like the more the consciousness is dull, the more grosser bodies we get. And the more the consciousness is purified, it is subtler, we are going to get a subtle body. And when consciousness is completely pure, then we don't have any matter body. That means we are in a spiritual body. That means the purpose of life is to purify the consciousness only. So that's how it is. So according to modern science, consciousness come from matter. But for us, matter come from consciousness. More gross I am, more gross body I get. If my consciousness is like animals, I get animal body, which is much more dull than our state of body also. And when it goes to higher and higher, the demigod body and all, their consciousness is very elevated. So that's why they have a very subtler body. We cannot see them also. So this is how we understand that it is proportionate to the state of consciousness. And then we discuss further also that this is we treat this world as an animate place. We are discussing this that everything is animate here, and even the space is also animate. We are living in space and we should respect that space because we are dealing with an animate person. And it's like we discussed about how Vastu Purusha, it's a symbolic figure of this animate space. And people in modern civilization cannot understand how this works also. They we were discussing that you are constructing, you should, if you construct on his head something, he will be irritated and he'll make sure that nothing good happens in life. So we have to be careful when we are dealing with space, right? And we discussed also which direction we are sitting and eating will have effect on our digestion. That means we are respecting the rules of this animate world. But modern people, modern civilization, their approach is very, very rude. But the Vedas, due to the subtlety of approach and the reason for the subtlety of this approach, we'll discuss that also. They explain how even space can repay or take revenge on us if you treat them incorrectly, right? And this is what we discussed yesterday. And then we see that the followers of Vedic culture, their approach is different. So if you look at the modern world, because people look at the world as a dead, modern people, they live in a dead world. That means they mortify the world and trying to dissect it. They say that they say you'll have a good future, but it is not possible to be have good future in a dead world. There is no great future because when we study the modern science, it's actually fraud. It's a, because nothing but a aversion, because the way they do is only wrong. Say if you are going to microbiology, in microbiology, if you want to study the structure of life, now to study the structure of life, what they do, they kill the object. You want to study about any object, any animal, rat or frog, first they kill it. Not only many, many times they kill. Now, it is impossible to study life when you kill something because life cannot be studied. That's the only way they know it. You break it, it completely, does not obey any laws only. I need to flatten everything. I need to cut Krishna. I'm sorry, actually, there was some problem with the network connection. So we are discussing how this is a very important understanding that the way they learn in modern science is they try to kill everything. So that's not the way to do. We cannot understand something by killing and in all these things. So we should they flatten everything, get cut everything into pieces, and so but this is not the way. Like no, the biggest problem that people experience uh, that ev- they say that people around me are the main problem. So that means they think all the trouble is because the people are around me. And they write poem also. People only get in the way, get under foot. So they think this is a trouble is from the people. But these troubles or our idea that people cause us troubles come only from the fact that I approach other people mechanically. Please try to understand. The problem is because all the time. Okay. Yeah, so the problem is because of people of internet also. I am not treating internet in a proper way it is. I am approaching in a mechanical way. That we don't approach people mechanical. That means that I don't want to recognize the rights of other people to be the living beings endowed with consciousness. And since I do not recognize them, even if I normally acknowledge, I, then if I recognize them, then what happens? If I don't recognize, there will be disharmony in relation between husband, wife, between parents and children, and so on. So Vedas teach that try to understand our consciousness, try to understand that the whole world is endowed with consciousness, that the basis of the world is consciousness, that the world comes from consciousness. This is what we understand. And when we understand that the same consciousness that we have is everywhere in different forms, in different ways, only that then we can understand how to live in this world properly. Because the ultimately the secret of happiness or secret of harmony is to bring the very small, that is particle consciousness, that is we, into harmony with the global consciousness, right? This is the most secret part of Vedas. Like Vedas explain that how to harmonize the elements of body. Say how to harmonize the various components of body. They give the very simple. Like they say that say music. Music also modern music. If we see, there is a difference in the Vedic music because music turns our consciousness in harmony with the world. But whereas modern music, it also turns the mind, but in a different direction. It destructive way it turns. The music is a very destructive music. It don't make us harmony. So those who are fond of rock music and all, uh, so it's a destructive effect that is affecting our consciousness. So modern film songs and in Hollywood you don't have songs, but Bollywood we have many songs, and in India we have many songs. So this is how it affects. The person becomes very aggressive. That means what is happening is harmony is getting disbalanced, and what very often people after or even during rock concerts and they ruin everything in their path simply because aggressive forces rise within their consciousness and because of this music. But Vedic music help a person tune himself in harmony with the world. So in the morning, we need to listen certain tunes. So the tune for the morning Mangalarti is different. So evening tunes are different. Gorarti tune is different. If we are singing Samsarada in the afternoon, the tune is different. Why they're different tunes? Because we want to live in harmony. If a person does this, then he can be at least not evil all day. He will not have this evil thought. So in the morning, we wake up angrily, uh, or usually at night, if we are not very tired, then we need to get that spiritual strength. If we are always swearing because we are tired, and people sometimes they drink all types of juices and all, this is actually very damaging. Vedas explain how a person can be in balance or in peace or calm throughout the day if he tunes himself with sound. That's all. If a whole day you want to be in good mood, you tune yourself with sound. That's why we said whole day you hear lectures, kirtans and all. And like there are very beautiful explanations that are there. And unfortunately, people often carry away by small secrets. There are so many beautiful seminars to which people will come with great pleasure, and there are so many secrets are revealed. And but what happens is they forget the bigger secret. There will be seminars on music, seminars on food, seminars on so many other things. But they try to, all these organizations, na, they bring people to mode of goodness. They're trying to make people happy, vipassana, this, that. So many things are there. They're trying to bring people to mode of goodness and making them live in harmony. But they're forgetting something very, very essential. The highest secret, the biggest secret is the initial harmony of our consciousness is higher consciousness. And this secret that Vedas ultimately reveal. Because the Vedas say one thing, that the difference between Vedic worldview or the Vedic view of the world from uh, that the modern worldview is in which we live, the it is actually very, very subtle. From subtle comes gross. So this is the Vedic worldview. The modern people say, "Oh, no, 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 no." They say completely incomprehensible. There is a misunderstanding. They say gross, subtle come from gross. So this is where the main problem comes. So the same, like. Uh, it's a very simple way to understand. Like there are many complicated. I don't want to go into science so much, but I'll just give one simple example for all of us to understand that it's a bottom to top they take, but it is not like that. I'll not go with one. A simple example is computer. Say you take computer. With the help of a computer, we can create a washing machine. We can create a bike. But with the bike or with washing machine, can we create a computer? Not possible, right? That means what? Because computer is much more subtler than a washing machine or a bike. That's why you cannot create like that. So uh, from subtle comes gross, not gross from subtle. So this is the mistake that modern scientists make. So that's why I'm telling. If you damage consciousness, we get matter. I am in a human body. If I damage my human body, then then I get an animal body. You are damaging the consciousness like that. So here we'll discuss some more points. We'll just go through some purports and I'll add few more points to it. What Narada is trying to do, he's trying to help Dhruva also to get in line with the highest consciousness. Now, for Dhruva to get connected to Supreme Lord, he should purify his consciousness. Otherwise, there is no way. If you are with same envy, his mother already told, "My dear son, give up envy." That means you are not having any malice, any envy, you are not having any resentment, no victim mentality. And in that state, you are not damaging the consciousness because you want to access the highest consciousness, right? We want to get rid of it. So here also Narada Muni helps him. He says, what your mother instructed is right. And this is actually the suitable path. You should therefore completely absorb yourself in devotional service. That means what? To live in harmony. We are living in harmony with the supreme truth. Devotional service means what? I'm accepting what Lord wants. We are telling yes to Lord. Yes to Lord means I am in harmony with the Lord. Presently, we are saying no to Lord. That's why we are in material world. Saying yes to Lord means accepting. Yes, yes, yes. The meaning of Om is also yes only. Yes to what? Yes to the will of Lord, no to my desires. When I say I like, I don't like, then it is immediately a sinful mentality. Even I like, I may not like, but because it is right, I will do. That is what we are supposed to. So, what is right? What pleases Krishna, that is right. So, devotee means what? Generally, I live a very selfish life. I cook for myself. I earn for myself. I always are interested in what pleases me. How will I be comfortable? My family, my children, my wife, husband. Now I start thinking about Krishna slowly, slowly. I start developing a consciousness. I want to please a person called Krishna. So that means I am starting to be in harmony with Krishna. Okay, maybe Krishna will like it. So I am cooking for myself every day. At least weekly once can I cook for Krishna? Now what we do, we cook for ourselves and we offer to Krishna. But slowly, slowly it should happen that I cook only for Krishna and I offer it to Krishna. And fortunately, if Krishna does not take everything, then I'll eat his remnants. So that should be the state. I will offer it to Krishna, and if fortunately Krishna takes, then no problem. I'll fast that day. But I want to cook for him. I want to please him. That means I want to be in harmony with his desires. So that's actually what is devotional service, right? So this is what Narada is trying to teach. So any person who desires the fruit of his four dharma, artha, kama, moksha also at end should engage themselves in devotional service. That means you be in harmony with the Supreme Lord. Worship Him like that. And then he says, therefore, I wish you all good fortune. You should go now to the place. So he is giving a proper place so that his goal can be accomplished. He is not sending him to some city or even Himalayas. He said he want to give him devotional effect. So as soon as we go to Dham, immediately there is an effect and proper writes big details about the dhams and places and even all the Vrindavan forest and all the tirthas in Yamuna, bank of Yamuna also he writes. And then Nardamani instructed, my dear boy, in the waters of Yamuna, which is known as Kalindi, you should take 3 baths daily because the water is very auspicious, sacred and clean. After bathing, you should perform the necessary regulative principles for Ashtanga Yoga and then sit down on your asana in a calm and quiet position. So now what Narada did, he is helping Dhruva to control his mind with the techniques of Ashtanga Yoga. So that is not wrong because that time the people were capable of doing Ashtanga Yoga. When Krishna is telling to Arjuna Ashtanga Yoga, he is discouraging him to do Ashtanga Yoga. But here Narada is telling Dhruva to do Ashtanga Yoga because it is a Satya Yoga that was almost the beginning of Kali Yuga, end of the. So the minds of people are very pure. There was no distraction within the environment. The ether is also very pure. Now the ether is so contaminated. Even if we sit in Himalayas, also we will get distracted because there will be so many signals of the internet and all the TV channels. Their signals are released in the atmosphere everywhere. So they go to the even the depths of the sea also maybe we can be connected to internet. So ether is very polluted now, but that time everything was very clean. The environment, food, water, ether, everything. That's why it is possible for the people in that age to practice Ashtanga Yoga and control the mind, which is not possible now. Now we are directly told because even any contamination in mind is also very much counted in previous ages. In this age, it's not counted because we know it's anyway not going to work for us. So he was sitting and quite calm place and so here Prabhupada is also telling that this is Dhyana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, which is helping to concentrate. Because ultimately, we want to calm the mind for what? So that we meditate on the Lord. So that's what he says next. So he gives the uh, techniques of Ashtanga Yoga. So here he is helping use Ashtanga Yoga to calm mind. So in calm mind, you meditate on the Lord. But he's not meditating like yogis. They are meditating on Paramatma. But here, Narada Muni gives the form of Bhagavan. So he says, after sitting on your seat, practice the three kinds of breathing exercises and thus gradually control the life air, the mind, and the senses. Completely free yourselves from all material contamination with great patience, began to meditate on the Supreme Personality of God. So he says, directly Bhagavan. So meditate on Supreme Lord, Bhagavan. So not Paramatma. That is yogis. Dhruva is doing Bhakti Yoga. So he is meditating on Chaitya Guru. Of course, we can say Chaitya Guru is Paramatma, but this refers to Super Soul who is sitting. But he gives a description also who helps the spiritual master's external manifestation. So here Prabhupada is telling Dhruva is meditating on Supreme Guru, the spiritual master, the Chaitya Guru Paramatma. But here he gives a description. What he says, the Lord's face is perpetually very beautiful and pleasing in attitude. To the devotee who sees him, he appears never to be displeased and is always prepared. So here, this is actually, Lord is already in the heart. That's why he's telling you meditate on him. But you don't meditate like, you also see the qualities also. So not just meditating like yogis, but also meditate on the qualities. So what are the qualities he's telling? His beautiful and pleasing is for, no, it is okay for the yogis. And he's always prepared to award benedictions to them. His eyes, his nicely decorated eyebrows, his nose, broad face, all very beautiful, more beautiful than all the demigods. So this is just a beauty of the Lord. It is very clearly explained how one has to meditate on the form of Lord. Impersonal meditation is a bogus invention of modern days. In none of the Vedic literature is impersonal meditation recommended. In Bhagavad Gita, when meditation is recommended, the word mat paraha, which means pertaining to me, is used. So any Vishnu form pertains to Lord Krishna because Lord Krishna is the original Vishnu. Sometimes someone tries to meditate upon the impersonal Brahman, which is described in Bhagavad Gita as Abhyakta, meaning unmanifested or impersonal. But it is remarked by the Lord himself that those who are attached to this impersonal feature of Lord suffers a very troublesome task because no one can concentrate on the impersonal feature. One has to concentrate on the form of Lord as described here in connection with Dhruva Maharaj. And then he says that Narada Muni continued, Lord form is always youthful, every limb and every part of his body is properly formed, free from defects. His eyes and lips are pinkish like the rising moon. He is always prepared to give shelter to the surrender souls. Anyone so fortunate as to look upon him feels all satisfaction. Lord is always worthy to be the master of the surrendered souls, for he is the ocean of mercy. So all these qualities of the Lord are described so that Dhruva can meditate. So Narada is helping him. He says everyone has to surrender to someone superior. This is a very important instruction. Either you surrender to senses, mind, or we are surrendering to somebody superior. So if I surrender to somebody superior, then I can control my mind and senses. This is important instruction. There is always, that is always the nature of living condition. At the present moment, we are trying to surrender to someone, either to society or to the nation, family, state, or government. The surrendering process already exists, but it is never perfect because the person or institutions unto whom we surrender is imperfect, and our surrender having so many ulterior motives is also imperfect. So this is the point. And our surrender having so many ulterior motives is imperfect. As such, In the material world, no one is worthy to accept one's surrender, nor does anyone fully surrender to anyone else unless obliged to do so. But here the surrendering process is voluntary. The Lord is worth. So this is, I have seen also people, they surrender to their boss because they get good salary. They surrender to their wife. They surrender to husband. They surrender to the parents. All these things is because they want to something in return. So in this world, there is nothing like any full surrender. It's all ulterior motives only. We can see this. Like I was going in a train and the two people were traveling the train. Then I saw that this person is the boss and he's telling the servant, his employee, can you massage my feet? And he did the massage. And but it was not that he's so much liking it. He was obliged to do it because he is my employee, employer. So now this is actually what material world is. He's doing that service. I felt sad for him. Not sad, but I said, okay, this is the obligation for him. But when I want to do for my spiritual master or some senior devotee, this is not an obligation. I want to do it myself. And more we get opportunity to massage spiritual master, more we feel grateful. So there is completely different. The surrender by the living entity occurs automatically as soon as he sees the beautiful, youthful nature of the Lord, because there is some love in that. The description given by Narada Muni is not imaginary. Very important. The form of Lord is understood by the parampara system. So the description which Narada is giving, the description which Brahma gives, the description which no Maitreya, everybody gives the same description of Lord. That means everybody is seeing the same form of the Lord. So not a problem. He himself an authority and is able to go to Vaikuntha Loka and see the Lord personally. Therefore, his description of the bodily feature of Lord is not imagination. So he's seeing the Bhagavan form and he's explaining. Of course, Paramatma Bhagavan, they look similar, but the qualities they are more in Bhagavan form. Paramatma don't display all the qualities. He is neutral, Upadushta Anumanta. Whereas Bhagavan is compassionate. Sometimes we give instruction to our students about the bodily feature of Lord and they paint him. Their paintings are not imaginary, Prabhupada. The description is given through disciplic succession, just like that given by Narada Muni, who sees the Lord and describes his bodily feature. Therefore, such description should be accepted, and if they are painted, that is not imaginative painting. Srivatsang. I'm really sorry when it got this is a problem with maybe internet and laptop both. I don't know. Anyway, here in this verse, the word Purusham is very significant. The Lord is never female, He's always male, Purusha. Therefore, the impersonist who imagine Lord's form as that of a woman is mistaken. The Lord appears in a female form is if necessary, but his perpetual form is Purusha because he is originally male. The female feature of the Lord is displayed by goddesses of fortune, Lakshmi, Radharani, Sita, etc. All these goddesses of fortune are servitors of the Lord. They are not the supreme, as falsely imagined by the impersonalists. Lord Krishna in his Narayana feature is always four-handed. On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, when Arjuna wanted to see his universal form, he showed this feature of four-handed Narayana. Some devotees are the are of the opinion that Krishna is an incarnation of Narayana, but Bhagavatam school says that Narayana manifestation of Krishna. Kiritinam Kundarinam Keyuravan Valayanvitam Kaustubhabharana Garavam Pita Kausheya Vasasam. The entire body of Supreme Personality of Godhead Vasudeva is decorated. He wears a valuable jeweled helmet, necklaces, and bracelets. His neck is adorned with Kaustuba jewel and he is dressed in yellow silk garments. Kanchikalapaparyastam lasat kanchananopuram darshaniyat mamam shantam manonayanam vardhanam. The Lord is decorated with small golden bells around his waist, and his feet, his lotus feet, are decorated with golden ankle bells. All his bodily features are very attractive and pleasing to the eyes. He is always peaceful, calm, and quiet, and very pleasing to the eyes and the mind. Padbhyam nakha mani sreya vilasabhyam samarchatam pritpadma karnika dishyam akramyantam avasthitam. Real yogis meditate upon the transcendental form of Lord as he stands on the well of the lotus of their hearts and jewel-like nails on his lotus feet glittering. Mayamanam abidhyayet sanuragavalokanam niyatenaika bhutena manasi varadarshapam. The Lord is always smiling, and the devotee should constantly see the Lord in this form, as he looks very mercifully towards the devotees. In this way, the meditator should look upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the bestower of all benediction. So, this is what Narada told. The word niyatena is very significant in this correction, for it indicates that one should execute the meditation practice as stated above. One should not manufacture a way of meditation on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but should follow the authorized Shastras and personalities. By this prescribed method, one can practice concentration upon the Lord until one is so fixed that he remains in trance, thinking always of the form of Lord. The word used here is ekabhutena, which means with great attention and concentration. If one concentrates on the description of bodily features of Lord, one will never fall down. Yeah, such a nice instruction Prabhupada is giving. Evam bhagavato rupam subhadram dhyayato manah nivritya paraya turnam sampannam na nivartate. One who meditates on this in this way, concentrating his mind upon the always auspicious form of Lord, is very soon free from all material contamination, and it does not come down from meditation upon the Lord. That's why we hear every chapter, every canto, we have descriptions of the form of the Lord many times. Why? Because it will help. Sukadeva Goswami wantedly is explaining all this so that we develop that meditation one day. So one who meditates in this way, concentrating his mind upon the always auspicious Lord, is very soon freed from all contamination. Prabhupada said this fixed meditation is called samadhi or trance. A person constantly engaged in the transcendental loving service of Lord cannot be deviated from meditation on the form of Lord as described here. The Archana mark or the devotional part described in Pancharatra system of devotional service for worshipping the deity in the temple makes the devotee think constantly of the Lord. That is samadhi or trance. So far as what is trance, get absorbed in your service, especially deity service. One who practices in this way cannot deviate from the service of Lord. And that makes him perfect in the mission of Lord. Japascha paramo guhyam shruyataam me nipatmaja yam sapat rupam prapatam puman pashyati kecharana. O son of the king, now I shall speak unto you the mantra which is to be chanted with this process of meditation. One who carefully chants this mantra for 7 nights, one can see the perfected human beings flying in the sky. It is applicable now also, but we cannot chant like that continuously 7 days. After one day only we are tired. Within this universe, there is a place called Siddhaloka. The inhabitants of Siddhaloka are by nature perfect in yoga achievement, which are of 8 varieties. One can become smaller than the smallest, lighter than the lightest, or bigger than the biggest. One can immediately get whatever he likes. One can even create a planet, etc. These are some of the yogic perfections. So by virtue of Laghima Siddhan, Laghima Siddhi, or perfectional purificatory process to become lighter than the lightest, the inhabitants of the Loka can fly in the sky without aeroplanes or airships. So this is actually what people in Siddhaloka. And Narada is telling, oh, just by doing this 7 days, you can see them. Now the question is, Narada Muni used the word Japaha, which indicates the mantra to be chanted is very confidential. One may ask, if it is confidential, why it is mentioned in the writings of Srimad Bhagavatam? So what is confidential about it? Prabhupada, it is confidential in the sense one may receive a published mantra anywhere, but unless it is accepted the train of disciplic section, the mantra does not act. So very, very important. So mantra does not act. Confidential, one may receive a published mantra anywhere, but unless it is accepted, so Sampradaya Vihana mantraste nishphalamita. It is said by authoritative sources that mantra chanted without having been received from disciplic section has no efficiency. Because this mantras, that is the difference between Nama and mantra. What we are chanting Hare Krishna mantra, it's called Nama. Whereas any other mantras, Bija mantras, is that it should come through disciplic section. Because when Guru chants that, then the disciple also will be able to get the same realization of Guru. That is called mantra siddhi, right? Another point established in this verse is that meditation should be carried on with chanting of mantra. Chanting of Hare Krishna mantra is easiest process of meditation. Kali Yoga is Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Therefore, the chanter therefore has to concentrate on hearing the vibration without extra endeavor on this path. The Lord will automatically appear. Yeah, we have some questions. Yes, Bir Krishna.
Hare Krishna Brodhanatna.
Dandavat.
Prove this on this line that accepting the mantra in discipline succession. Is this the point where the mercy of Guru comes in disciples' life? Is that way?
Mercy is there, but main thing what happens, bro, especially this mantras, na, when I start chanting, I attain perfection in the chanting of mantra. Then when I chant, then when I give the Guru perfected the chanting. Now when Guru gives that mantra to disciple, he's giving not just mantra, he's giving that vibration of that mantra. And then when the disciple he start chanting because he heard that vibration from the Guru, he also get the same. Then slowly he'll also perfect in the same chanting. He will also chant with the same vibration Guru chanted. And then he gets the same realization of Guru also, like that. So the point is that when we hear, we are not just hearing. There is some subtle vibration also, that is carried. That's why it is given in the right ear. And when you stop chanting for few days, again you have to take the mantra so that the vibration is there. So like that, there are so many rules for these mantras. But whereas Hare Krishna mantra is a nama. So for nama, there are no rules like that. Now also without initiation also you chant. And if you don't have any anarthas, a person can get liberated also.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you.
so mercy factor is there, but apart from that, es- especially when it comes to mantras, it should be taken in that like that only. Any other questions, comments? Yes, Sita Khan.
Harish Roji Dandasvana.
Then,
Roji, morning I had class like last 2 days at episode in Roji. Morning Balram Chikuru class.
yeah.
That Dhruva is killing the Yakshas. So many from I mean a lot of discussion happened, but conclusion Roji just please correct me if I mean please correct me if I'm wrong. The conclusion is that Dhruva fought for Loka Sangara purpose. That is. To show some affection to his brother so that common people will not criticize him or misunderstand him. And then he killed so many yakshas just for one yaksha did wrong. He killed many yakshas. Only. Then Swaimamanu came and told that no, this is not correct. You should not kill, you should not kill so many people. And he's telling. So what? Finally, I mean, like, what is the conclusion, probably? I did not understand. The conclusion is Lok Sangra purpose Dhruva killed and and Swaimaman is coming and telling you what you have done is wrong. It's not proper, correct act.
No, like Lok Sangra purpose Dhruva is doing, and Manu is saying, okay, okay, you have done sufficient Lok Sangraha, now enough.
Acha,
Like
you have
that.
done something.
You have done sufficient Lok Sangraha. Now don't think so much about yourself. Now enough, it's sufficient now. Like that. Say now I am doing something and somebody should stop now. Otherwise, how many Yakshas Dhruva should kill to establish Lok Sangraha? 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 100. There should be some limit now. And Manu said, okay, this is enough. Now people understood that you have affection for your brother, and then you can continue with your business. You can forgive like that.
Probably same thing for just for his brother, he killed so many persons na probably. That's also setting wrong example na probably. He killed so many extras just for the sake of one person
That
or
is what Swayambhu Manu is telling. It may set wrong example also. And
mm,
one more thing, what happened is they did not lose anything. See, Yakshas, they were challenged by Dhruva and they took the challenge. They are not, if they run away, Dhruva would not have killed. No? The Yakshas, they also have that spirit to fight. That's why they are coming to fight. Whoever is coming to fight, them only Dhruva is killing. Na? Say, I challenge you for fight and you did not agree. Then where is the question of my fighting with you? Yakshas, they agreed to fight. They are coming to the battlefield and then Dhruva is killing. It's not that they are hiding in their houses and Dhruva is going and catching everybody from the hideouts and killing. It's not like that. It's a fight. And for a Kshatriya who has that spirit, fighting is actually a great opportunity for them. And they feel that Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, for a Kshatriya, if they get opportunity to fight, they feel it's a very great opportunity they got because other and all actions they whoever got killed, they got elevated. They went to Brahmaloka. If they normally want to go to Brahmaloka, it is impossible for them. But because of
oh,
Dhruva killing, they could reach such a high abode. That's why they're coming to fight. They say, we kill Dhruva, we are victorious. We'll enjoy here. If we die, we'll go to higher planets. So both ways we are benefited only.
oh, cha, cha, cha,
There is
cha.
no loss for Kshatriyas
Mhm.
as such. But Swayambhu man is telling enough fighting now. No need. It's like too much fighting. Why you are fighting unnecessarily? Like that. Unnecessarily you
Probably
are
for the
sitting
common
around.
people is just I mean one more point Prabhu was telling if Dhruva had not fought the other people will think that I mean he's not having love towards his brother or some local people criticize the Dhruva Maharaj and in that way also they will get some offense something like that. So
Haha,
Prabhuji,
yeah,
that
that's
point
the
also.
point is like You want to like say if say now say for example India, now these people came and they killed some of our Indians.
Yes,
Now
Prabhu.
if Indian government don't take action, we say we'll tolerate. What you will think about the government?
Correct, Prabhu. Correct.
You will
Correct.
feel, Arey, what
I will
government
think
will
very,
not do? If
yes, Prabhu.
government like now some if you go and kill you destroy 10 cities of Pakistan, then others will come and say no, it's too much. You should not have done. Arey, you are 20, you are going overboard. Then somebody should stop, na. You cannot overreact also. You should not react also. You should be in middle.
Oh, acha,
So
acha.
your understanding, you should take action
Correct.
also, but it should not be too much action.
Okay,
So
Prabhu.
Swayambhuman is telling, Arey, you have taken sufficient action, don't go more than that. Enough. Like
Oh, excellent, Prabhu. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Harish.
Vrindavan Gopal.
Hare Krishna, Dandapura.
Done.
So, Guruji, I just wanted to ask regarding to, so here the description came regarding mantra. So, mantra which we receive from Guru, right? The way in our ISKCON society we receive Gayatri mantra from the spiritual master. So, like you are telling, ki, like the way like Guru initially Guru has achieved the perfection in chanting mantra, and in the same way Guru passes the same vibration to the his disciple, and then by course of time, by following the same way, disciple also can achieve that perfection. So can you just elaborate little bit, like means how can we improvise that our that Gayatri? Means what are the different levels of like different degrees the way we chant it, like how we can improvise
Actually,
it?
His Holiness Bhakti Vigyan Maharaj gave a seminar on Gayatri. I also could not hear. Somehow I am not getting the recording. If I get, I want to hear that and then only I will make a comment because I also did not hear that lecture. And there is one book written by Mahanidhi Swami also. Even that also I didn't read properly. I am not, my Gayatri also, I trying to improve, but so I am not a right person to make any comment on it.
Okay.
I will
And,
go through that lecture and then we will can discuss it. Actually, I want to hear that lecture properly, and it's a very important lecture, I feel. There are two lectures here.
okay, thank you, Guruji. And approach of one thing, like means we only chant like some particular number of mantras only. So is there any reason behind that?
That is minimum number. You can chat more also, no problem.
Okay, thank you,
That
Guruji.
is minimum number of rounds. You can chant more also. It's not wrong to chant more.
Okay.
Like people who other sampradayas, they do 108 times Gayatri mantra, and sometimes if there is Grahana, so Chandragrahana, whole afternoon, evening, they chant for whole time of Grahana, they chant the Gayatri mantras, they do. So there are, that is how they meditate, and that's how they achieve perfection also. By chanting Gayatri, all the Vedic knowledge is revealed to them, and they can go to Vaikuntha.
Okay, thank you, Guruji.
Thank Okay, thank you all very much. Grantara